When I went to my Vipassana retreat, 10-day silent meditation retreat, I think it was like 3 years ago now. My ex-partner drove me and dropped me off, and this is something that I'd wanted to do for a very long time. I'd wanted to do this Vipassana retreat, and I was also very much in a state of like something that I've struggled with like all my life is like taking action. I've always been overthinking so much, intellectualizing and just overthinking and never just going, you know what, let's do it. Let's just make shit happen. And so booking this Vipassana retreat was really one of those things that was really an early thing that I did. One of the first kind of things that I did to really practice this just move thing. Just move. Don't think so much. Don't fucking overthink. Just move. Like there's this desire, passion within you that you want to do something, just do it. Start before you're ready. Do it even if you think you're not ready, because that's how you learn, that's how you grow, that's how you become stronger, and that's what really life is all about. But nevertheless, it's not easy, and I think it's not easy for someone like me and a lot of people that are very sensitive to energy, very sensitive to the world, very I don't really know how else to say it, but yeah. So this Vipassana retreat that I did like 3 years ago, this was one of the first things that I was exercising my action taking thing. And when we got there to the place, when my ex-partner and I got there, I wasn't expecting what happened. What happened when, because like this Vipassana retreats are 10 days without any phone or contact or whatever. This was like the first time I had been away from home all by myself, and the first time that I had been out of contact with my parents and my ex-partner for a long period of time. And so when, I hugged and kissed and said goodbye to my ex-partner, I wasn't expecting, there was an immense amount of sadness and fear. I was fucking scared to do it. And my whole being was like, what am I doing here? What am I actually fucking doing? Why am I doing this shit? What am I actually doing? I felt like a little child that was being pushed out of home or abandoned. And this was my own doing. It's no one fucking told me that I had to do a Vipassana retreat. But it was I was leaving home. I was leaving love. And it's a really difficult feeling, and I want to talk about this feeling in this video because this comes up again and again. as you go about life, right? As you become more independent and you start So today, I moved out of my parents' house. I'd been living there basically my entire life. And this is it, man. This is my new abode. I mean, you can't see much. But yeah. And it's only like a 20-minute walk away from my parents' house. So it's nothing huge, you know. I can still visit. But I've been like, this feeling has been coming up today as well. Not as much as before, because I have been like gradually growing my independence more and more, you know, leaving the nest more and more. But nevertheless, like, this shit is difficult. I remember the first day of kindergarten, the first day that I started school when I was 4 years old. I remember being in the back seat of the car, my mum driving. We were on our way to start school, and my mum asked me the question, do you remember what your teacher's name is? And I replied with the name. And I remember feeling like I was being forced to do something against my own will. That I had to do such and such without anybody ever asking me what I wanted. Like, why did I have to remember my teacher's name? Why did I have to even be taken to a place where another adult other than my parents is telling me shit? And of course, I didn't fucking have the vocabulary for this back then, but the feeling was there. And actually, I was in the car with my mum today on that same street. And that's what this memory brought back. And the reason why I'm saying this is because something interesting. There's just something interesting that I thought about. Every day when I was at kindergarten, my mum would drop me off, and it was like the kindergarten entrance was here, and it's like then there were like stairs going up, and then like a big wall, and my mum would drop me off, walk up the stairs, and then I would wave like to my mum up above. Like there's this like big wall, and I'd wave my mum goodbye up above, and she would do this thing where she would like wave and then like bop down behind the wall and then bop back up and like wave. And that's like seared into my memory, man. Like, and today my mum was helping me move in a little bit. And when I said goodbye to her, and she left, the same thing happened, but it was reversed. There's some stairs going up to this place that I'm in. And when I looked out the window, watching my mum leave, and this time it was reversed. It was me like up above waving to my mum. And it's just that same feeling, man. Like, but this time it's the other way around. It's like I didn't want, in kindergarten, I didn't want my mum to leave me. It was such a fucking dreadful feeling, man. Like, it's like, Mum, please don't fucking leave me. I don't want to be here. And like today, it like felt the opposite in a way, because it was like, you know, the mother always wants to keep the child at home, you know. The father's like, yes, go on, son, go on the adventure. But the mother's always like, no, stay. So it was that kind of thing. It was like waving goodbye to my mum. This time it was me saying like, this is what I have to do. And my mum's like, no, don't do it. Whereas in like kindergarten, it's the other way around. I don't know if this is making much sense, but really what I'm trying to say here is I want to hone in on this topic of home and love. Because I was thinking about this today. I was like crying. Because man, like your life is fucking astounding. Because it's all that you know. All right, so what? Perhaps maybe when I die, I get reincarnated and I have other parents, and on and on and on it goes, and nothing ever dies and whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as my memory tells me, this is the only life that I've ever had. My parents are the only parents I've ever had. This body is the only body I've ever had. And there's this continuation. Or at least the illusion of continuation. But it's a very juicy and compelling illusion. This illusion of this story. Because it's always there, man. I can always recall it, you know? It's not like... I don't know if I'm making much sense in this video, but time goes on. Things change. Things get older. And it's like, there's a beginning and an end, and it's like, holy shit, dude. Like, no one in this society and culture really teaches you that it's like, look, there's an end. Sure, we know we all die, but we don't have any kind of fucking like meaning or stories or like ways of thinking about that we are going to end. Like as a kid, as a baby, you got your parents and you think that it's like, here are my parents, and it's like, my parents are going to be how they are now forever. It's like, there's this like assumption as a kid that you have that it's like, my parents are like this. And you don't take into account that they are aging as well, and they're getting older, and they are on the same exact path as every other human as well, that you're really no different to your parents. And there's not actually really much of an age gap, and that you're all just on this sinking ship called life with no salvation. This sinking ship on an infinite sea with no land in sight. It's going down, man. It's going down. And you and your parents are on it. You're in it together. But as a kid, you think, my parents are like, they know what's going on. I'm just talking a whole bunch of stuff here. I don't really know making much sense. But